Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chubbs Reviews, where I bring you a review every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today, I've been wearing the same pants for 3 days, and you guys could never even tell if I'm wearing pants. Anyway, today we're gonna be reviewing Cuphead. Fucking Cuphead, the really hard game that came out, I think, in 2017. It's like a side-scrolling platformer, shooter kind of thing. A little bit of an arcade game. I'm sure you guys have heard of Cuphead. Extremely difficult game when it came out, or still is, but that's what it's known for. And it recently came to PlayStation 4. Microsoft let it go to PlayStation 4. Not only if they could do the same thing with Sea of Thieves, and my dream will be complete of having all the best games on PlayStation 4. Not that anyway, that's another story. But yeah, so here we're reviewing Cuphead. I played it co-op with my brother. That is the only way I would even get through this game. And I actually haven't beat it yet. I'm on the very last boss, like the I'm gonna spoil the story, I guess. There's not really much of a story. Oh, why is this one piece of hair messing me? Okay, but the final boss is the devil. I'm on the devil, so that's how it is. The story itself, and the reason I'm reviewing it before I even beat it is because the ending won't matter. The game is a boss gauntlet, boss rush game. It has like I don't know how many bosses, more than 15, less than 25. It's about 20 bosses or less. In the game, and you basically go from boss to boss to boss to boss, and it's very difficult. Each boss has like 3 or 4 different forms, sometimes a lot more, or phases. They completely change the way they look and act in the middle of their fights. So a lot of the fights will go about, you got to die like 5 times to understand each phase, and then you can kind of get it down. And by 5 times, I mean like 500 times later on. But in the beginning, it's just a couple times, and you basically have to play the game to learn the game. The buttons are very simple. It is, you shoot, you jump, you can dash when you jump, or you can just dash in general. And you can parry pink things, as in, by parry, I mean like you can, when there's things coming at you, if you jump, you can hit that thing, that pink thing, and it will make you jump again. Um, Basically, you can just hop on top of pink things as long as you time it right. That's what parrying is in the game. And those are the 3 fucking movements in the game. I mean, you can go below platforms to like fall through them, and it's a platformer. Also, the aesthetic of the game, that's what everyone loves. I'm not going to go on it too long because everyone fucking hammered that on the head. It is one of the most creative, beautiful looking games ever. And the fact that it's like kind of 1930s, I think, is the year, the style that it is. It's kind of like from really old cartoon-based game. Even the music is very old 1930s. Reminds me of kind of like Bioshock music, which was based, in like the 1930s, 40s. It kind of reminds me of that, but even more upbeat stuff. And the music always goes with the game. I love King Dice's song, and that song is actually sung by a woman. Fun fact. And one of the characters in the bosses in the game that is a woman is voiced by a guy. It was really interesting to learn that. This game made me super obsessed with it for a little while. Like, I was just looking up how the game got made. Like, every frame is hand drawn. Like, that's what type of game this is. How all the crazy shit that's on your screen when you're getting destroyed and complaining about it, that they had to draw all that shit, like, frame by frame by frame, 1,000 million times. So I don't know. But yeah, for being a boss gauntlet mode game, this game is a ton of fun. It will take some time from you. I would say I 100% don't recommend it if you are a frustrated person. You don't like dying a lot, because you're just going to die a lot your first time through the game, no matter what, just because you don't know what's happening, even if you're fucking amazing. But odds are, even if you're not amazing, if you don't consider yourself a gamer, like a good gamer, this game's gonna beat you to a pulp. It's hard. It's not only do you not know what's happening like at first, but it's also hard, like just challenging. There's so many phases on bosses. You do get some more gun types later in the game. You get like a spread shot that's kind of like a shotgun up close. It can only have short range. You get one gun that automatically locks onto enemies, but it has like really weak damage. Your basic gun, there's 6 guns. There's 3 special moves, which is like a laser beam that you do a lot of damage. There's fucking, oh god, I can't think. Immunity time, like you get like 5 seconds of immunity. That was kind of weak. And there's a ghost one that was also weak. The one thing about those things is that there are only a few type of guns that I actually liked, and there are some that I just didn't find use for. I guess seeing on YouTube other people used a bunch of different guns. I only used like 3 guns the entire game. And then the specials, I think like one of the specials is really only good. I guess people use the immunity too, That third ghost one sucks though, and they all kind of have their flaws. They're not really too strong. Like the laser beam one will keep you in a spot for a period of time, so you're gonna get hit after you use it most likely. And the immunity one lasts way shorter than you think it would. Like it's 5 seconds, but it does not feel like that. Um, there's also run and gun sections. There's like 6 of them. These things are not really that fun compared to the boss fights. The boss fights, even though they kick your ass, it's a ton of fun learning, and the feeling you get after defeating a hard boss in this game is insane. And then you get that cool ass music where it's like knockout. You know, you get these like this arena announcer guy that says a brawl is surely brewing in the beginning of every match. You just love the aesthetic of the game. After you win, you get that Cuphead type of music, like just all types of stuff. Like, you guys probably don't get it if you never played the game, but if you played the game, you love those little noises right there. Those 3 noises. Maybe not the first one, or maybe not the beginning of matches, but the knockout and Cuphead. It's a ton of fun. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this game co-op. You can res your friend by just parrying them, you know, slapping them when they go into a ghost form. You get about 3 hit points. There's also like charms in the game, in which I also think the same with those. Only like 2 or 3 of them are good. The rest I can't even remember them. Charms are like, it gives you an extra hit point, which I think are good for the flying missions. There's also fucking flying side-scrolling missions that are boss battles as well. Don't find them as fun as the platforming ones, but they're still good. They're still worth having. They switch up the bosses. Like no boss is even close to the same thing. Well, here and there, some of them use some of the same moves, but they definitely look different. And the bosses in general look different. They all have very different themes about them. God, ranging from vegetables to like the devil himself, you know, to airplanes to like mythic creatures and Medusa and boats and sharks and just all types of shit. I really just been praising this game. The few flaws are, like I said, some of the items aren't as worth it as others. The run and gun sections, they're okay, but you really only do them to get more coins. And if you don't care about shit in the shop, I really didn't do all the run and gun sections. They were probably, you know, whatever, but they were kind of frustrating and just didn't seem worth it at the end. And they weren't as fun. You just didn't, I don't know, they were just tough. Some of the bosses in general, my only complaint about some of the bosses is it feels really random at times. This game, you know, it's constantly making you learn, and only like 1 or 2 bosses have this flaw, I think. But there are some of them that just feel so unfair, and especially ones that involve moving platforms. For example, the dragon boss, I can't remember his name, but that is the hardest boss in the game for me, even harder than the fucking devil at this point. He took me and my brother forever, and it's because he had moving platforms while you were fighting him, and sometimes the platforms would just randomly not really spawn in certain sections, and you had to take a hit by falling or just something. It happened so much, and it felt very unfair. That is really the only time I felt things were completely random. It's just random, you know. There's nothing you could do about it. So there is some of that in there, but this game tries really hard to make things not feel random. It is challenging. There's a lot going on the screen. But to be honest, the fact that me and my brother made it to the end and are going to beat it, don't worry, it is dope. I didn't carry. He carried me through most of the bosses, but I did beat King Dice not by myself, but I beat that final phase by myself. So I'm useful, but my brother definitely, you know, if you get a friend that's also really good at playing games, you will have a way easier time. Make sure it's a friend that isn't going to be frustrated. Don't, you know, me and my brother aren't killing each other in real life over our deaths in game. And that is, you know, a flaw that could happen. You know, the whole debate is are games difficulty, you know, a problem? I've never played really any Dark Souls or Bloodborne, even though I want to, because the game looks fun and aesthetically pleasing. It just seems really, you know, challenging and difficult. Cuphead was a little bit easier to come by. It's only $20 on PlayStation. Definitely worth it if you're into a boss gauntlet. That's going to take you about 15 to 20 hours, depending on your skill, obviously, and dedication, how long you can sit and play the game. Definitely make sure your house is cooled down. The game will heat you up. And it was just definitely a ton of fun. I think my final verdict for this game is, I think overall the internet has gave it this final verdict as well. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Very close to being great. They just could have added, you know, a few more polishes here and there, a few more bosses. The run and gun sections either shouldn't have been there or at least made better. And yeah, just it was a great game. I do recommend it if you like, you know, you got a head that brain. I don't know. You're just not a frustrated person. You can do this and you're into this type of stuff. But other than that, I do wish you guys luck if you try it out. Let me know who is the hardest boss for you in this game. And if you don't like it and like you're too angry, definitely watch someone play this game. It's worth it. It's funny. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.